Natural born men and women. I am your host, Lawrence Haley, and the date is July 13th, 2024. Today marks a day that will be etched in the memories of Gen X, Gen Z, and millennials alike. Earlier today, there was an attempt on the life of former President Donald Trump at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. This was just 2 days before he set to receive the Republican nomination for president for 2024. And for many of us, this will be a day we never forget. Our parents had the assassination of President John Kennedy, the attempted assassinations on Gerald Ford, and the attempted assassination on President Ronald Reagan. And now we have our own harrowing moment that will live on in history. Now, mind you, thank God President Trump is okay. But I can remember talking to my mother and her telling me oftentimes how she remembers exactly where she was when President Kennedy was killed. And today I realize my children will have a similar story to tell about this day. For me, I was here doing some homework and my wife called out to me that President Trump had been shot. And honestly, I couldn't believe it at first. I said, okay, this is something on social media that's just going around. It's not necessarily true. Let me look it up. Went to a couple of different news outlets, didn't see anything posted on it whatsoever. Went to YouTube Live, didn't see anything posted on it whatsoever. And I went to Fox News, and that's where it was at. Had this assassination attempt been successful, it would have changed everything. Like I said earlier, President Trump is set to get the nomination this Monday at the Republican National Convention. And had this shooter taken him out, how does that scenario play out? Who becomes the new candidate? Is it Nikki Haley? Is it Ron DeSantis? We don't know. But we do know that for some reason, there is someone or some evil that doesn't want President Trump to be our president again. And they are willing to do anything to see that through and to see that happen. Also, I would be wrong if I did not say condolences to the family members of the other people that were killed and shot at the rally today. This is a somber podcast. Even though he's alive, even though everything's okay, everything's not okay. Someone posted on one of my social media outlets that they poked the bear. And I said, no, they didn't poke the bear. They messed with the bear cub. President Trump is America's baby bear cub. And you just woke up America. This has consequences. I hope that every single registered Republican, conservative, people who are independent, who lean towards the right, will get up and go vote this November. Because there is an evil that does not want to see this man as our president for some reason. And it is our duty to fight that evil. Along with that, and before November, get on your knees, get in your Bibles, speak the word over this man, pray for him, and pray for guidance for this nation, for our country, because we need it. So this won't be a very long podcast. I'll be wrapping it up now. I know I took another break. There was school, things I've been working on, and I want to evolve the format again. As a Christian conservative, I didn't like where the direction of the podcast was going. I found myself going down a path that wasn't representative of what I set out to do. I was getting caught up on transgender headlines, and that's not what this podcast is about. It's for me to express conservative thoughts and values from the perspective of a Black Republican. So again, in closing, going to be a little bit of a shorter podcast, but I do want to thank you for listening. I'll be getting some more social media clips out there. In the meantime, God bless America. Please pray for our nation. You've been listening to The Rise. Tell your friends and family to check us out. We're available wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast from. This has been a Team Haley production.